Hi there, Perfecto Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Okay, I haven't done one of these in a while, so let's unbox some stuff. Here we go. Okay, first things first, I'm not entirely sure how to designate this video. It's not paid for by anybody. In fact, I spent my own money to buy the thing in one of these boxes. However, our friends at zZounds.com caught wind of my plans and kindly loaned me a guitar to complete the theme for this video. They're not paying for the video, but I am an affiliate of zZounds.com. So if you use my zZounds.com affiliate link in the video description for your next gear purchase, it doesn't really cost you anything extra. However, the small commission that I get, helps me keep things moving here on my channel. And later on in this video, I'm going to talk about Play As You Pay, which is a unique payment plan that only zZounds.com offers to its wonderful customers. As already mentioned, zZounds.com is not paying for this video, but if they decide to place this guitar in my care after all is said and done, then I will change the video designation to a sponsored video. So there's that. Okay, so story time. I was browsing Facebook Marketplace, which is a dangerous place to be doom scrolling in. And recently this thing popped up for sale. It is a Marshall AFD100 all-to 100 watt guitar head. This particular Slash Signature Marshall is voiced specifically after the Appetite for Destruction guitar tone. It was listed for a very good price. It comes with everything, all the accessories that came with it when you first bought it, over a decade ago. And it only had a single owner that took very, very good care of it. Needless to say, I pulled the trigger. So now I have a Marshall AFD100 Slash Signature amp. Okay, so let's start with that box. I'm gonna open it up and show it to you guys. Oh my god, this thing is heavy. Okay, so there's a reason why I don't play live much anymore. I'm getting old. I just turned 50 last August, and as with old age, you get all these aches and pains. And I'm pretty sure this 100 watt amp won't help with things, but this will be a very good staple here in my studio. And it'll be, it'll be my 5th Marshall ever. Okay. So my first Marshall was a red Lead 12 mini half stack that I bought as a teenager back in the Philippines. And then I had one of those Marshall rack and power amp type of deals. I'll put a picture here somewhere to show you guys, but it wasn't the JMP one. It was the 2-channel Black series. I forget the name of the series. Then I had a Marshall valve state that was part of my rehearsal studio back in the Philippines. It was modded with a dual 12AX7 circuit board type of deal so that it had more gain. And then from 2013 to around 2014 or so, I had a Marshall full stack, a JMP 2203 modified by Dave Friedman with the kitchen sink mod, Harry Brown Eye, which is basically now the Friedman BE100. That amp I bought from the guitar player of Powerman 500. That band. And then I sourced a couple of, salt and pepper basket weave slant and straight cabs, and I drove all the way up to Bakersfield to get that. And that was a very, 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 very glorious rig. And I gigged with that weekly, the half stack version, for several months. Yeah, needless to say, we haven't played a single note yet, and we're already too loud. Anyway, I sold that rig and invested it towards other pieces in my studio and my career, and here we are. So now I am happy that I have another Marshall here in my gear stash. Okay, so let's open it up. Yeah, single owner, and he even kept the box. So yeah, this damage did not occur in shipping, or maybe it did, or maybe it was just being tossed around in his garage. But I'm glad that he kept the original box. Okay. First up, we have a box inside a box, and this contains all the case candy or box candy, however you want to call it. There's the man right there, little manual. We have the foot switch, 2 buttons. So from what I gather, and correct me if I'm wrong, so this is a single channel amp, JCM 800-ish, but it toggles between 2 voicings. So the Appetite for Destruction voicing and the number 34 voicing, which is the rental Marshall from SIR Studios that they used for the recording. And this toggles on and off the effects loop. Extra cord, never been used, never been opened actually. Very cool. And power cable. And an unopened Marshall t-shirt. Extra large. I'm going to decide later on if I'm going to open it up and wear it, but for now it will be part of the box candy. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, Marshall original, and this is the head cover so that it doesn't get dusty. And the moment of truth. This thing is heavy. So you gotta make sure that lift with your legs, perf, and your arms, not your back. I'm gonna give you a closer look. There is the back. So effects loop right here, send and return. And oh, so it looks like a parallel effects loop. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have the spec sheet memorized by heart. These are the bias points, and this makes it easy for when you need to change the power amp tubes. If I recall correctly, this allows the amp to bias the tubes automatically for the best tone. IEC. And these are your speaker outputs. Okay, so single 16 ohms. These are for the 8 ohm cabinets, and these are for 4 ohms. We need to clarify this because it's a point of confusion. Okay, so if you have a single cabinet, a wired 16 ohms, you plug it here. Okay, if you have a single cabinet wired 8 ohms, you plug it into one of these 8 ohm outputs. Okay, if you want to go full stack and you have 2 16 ohm cabinets, you plug one of each into the 8 ohm speaker outs, because this jumps 16 ohms into parallel inside the amp. So 16 parallel goes down to 8. So 2 16 ohm cabs here. Now if you have a single 4 ohm cab, plug it into one of the 4 ohm outputs. If you have 2 8 ohm cabs for a full stack, or 2 2x12s, or whatever configuration, as long as each cabinet is 8 ohm each, you plug them into the 4 ohm outputs, because again, the amp will do the parallel wiring internally. So I know it's confusing, but it is very, very, very important for you to know these designations, because if you're running a 2-guitar amp head and dealing with multiple cabinets, yeah, you have to have that down. I've seen setups where 2 8-ohm cabinets were plugged into, you know, the 8-ohm speaker inputs. So yeah, you're stressing the power amp section unnecessarily that way. It shortens tube life, and it is also, you know, quite possible that you will blow the amp up during, you know, during the gig. So again, single 16 ohms, 2 16 ohms, 2 8 ohms, right? Or single 8 ohm or single 4 ohms. By the way, some 4x12s have a stereo mono switch in the back. So if that switch is in the mono position, one of the jacks is the 16 ohm input, and the other serves as the 4 ohm input. So if the switch is in mono, just use one of those and then plug them in the correct speaker output of your amp. If you switch it to stereo, it turns the inputs to 8 ohms each, and basically it turns that 4x12 into 2 vertical 2x12s. And that switch is meant for a stereo power amp or a stereo, you know, guitar rig. I don't know why you'd want to do it, but if you want to use the cab in stereo, 8 ohms each, then you plug those into the 4 ohm output right here, not here. I've seen setups where the cab was switched to stereo and plugged into the the 8 ohm outputs, and I could actually hear the amp sound like it's being choked to death. So yeah, that's a no-no. Enough of that sermon. Let's check out the front side. Don't drop it. Hoo-hoo. That is a handsome amp. Okay. And there it is, close up. Okay, so JCM 800-ish layout, single channel, small Marshall logo, big box, right? Inputs, high and low, and then this is the voicing switch between AFD and number 34. Oh, it's actually a soft switch. Very cool. I thought it was a latching, you know, toggle. Gain, master volume, treble, middle, bass, presence, and this is a power scaling knob. So you can turn it all the way up to get full 100 watts, and you can scale it down to, you know, bedroom level or home use. So yeah, and then effects loop on and off, and then we have the power toggle switches right here. Not much to say, bare bones. And I did play it when I picked it up, and it sounded, yeah, it's, you know, sounded like rock and roll to me. Okay, I will put this to the side, and we'll turn our attention to the other box in the back. Okay, so a Slash amp needs a Slash guitar, and here's where our friends at zZounds came in. So as I was searching for a guitar to complete the theme of this video, I was initially thinking of perhaps the AFD Amber Slash Signature Les Paul or the newer Jessica. However, this guitar caught my eye on the zZounds website, and I'm going to show you. Let's open the box. Okay, Riolin Kwaiken. It's glad to see some action after a while. I've been traveling these past few months, and I haven't really unboxed anything, so here we go. Like butter. Oh, nice form-fitting padding right here, and oh, come on, Woohoo! Very cool. Okay, as always, I reserve the right for the first look. Oh. It is a beautiful. Okay, so instead of AFD Amber, I chose November Burst. And it's not a coincidence because I'm filming this in November as well. Tail end of November. Okay. Check that out. Okay. Slash logo right there. Slash signature right there. Beautiful burst. Nice. Okay. What else is in the case? Now, I have to be very careful because this guitar is going back. It's just a loaner. However, there's a very good chance that I play it in this video and I end up falling in love. Then, zZounds, we have to talk. So, strap and foam, Gibson pre-pack list, quality control, serial number. Strap button fell out. Gibson strap. Aha, there's the pick guard. We'll talk about this in a little bit. Slash picks. There's the other strap button. Truss rod cover. Just a regular one without the slash signature. Gibson polishing cloth. Gibson app. And a Gibson multi-tool. This is cool. I actually bought one of these a while back. It's small and it has most of the tools needed when I'm touring. That way I don't have to bring, you know, big tool kit. Okay, so here's a question I'm going to pose for you guys. And let me know what you think in the comments. Do Les Pauls need a pickguard? Right? This is a topic of heated debate online. There are the pickguard on people and there is the pickguard off people. The cool thing about the Slash Les Paul as well is that there are no pre-drilled holes for mounting the pickguard. So this guitar was primarily designed to have the pickguard off. Okay, so are you a pickguard on guy or are you a pickguard off guy? Let me know in the comments. Now, one of the things that drew me to this particular November Burst Les Paul, aside from the way it looks, see, beautiful, is the listed weight. It was listed at only 8 pounds, whereas the other slash signature Les Pauls were usually, you know, in the high 8s and low to mid 9 pounds. You know, typical Les Paul weight. And me being old with a bad back, I wanted a lighter guitar, and yeah, this does feel light. I wonder if I have my scale here. Hold on. Okay, let's check how accurate the zZounds website is. Ah, scary. Very close. 8.3 pounds. Very nice. Okay, so yeah. Very good Les Paul weight. And let's see how it was packed for travel. Copyright that. Now, if I decide to keep this slash Les Paul in this beautiful November Burst, I now have the option to apply for zZounds Play As You Pay program. So Play As You Pay is zZounds' unique payment plan. You have the option to split your purchase into, 4, 8, 12, or 18-month payments at 0 interest. And you actually use your own existing payment card. You don't have to apply for a new credit card with zZounds. So browse the zZounds website, choose the gear you want, and apply for the different payment options that is available for that, piece of gear. Once approved, you pay the first installment with your payment card, and then zZounds will bill you monthly for the remaining balance until it is all paid off at zero interest. I have personal experience using the zZounds Play As You Pay program back when I first moved here in the US. I didn't have any US credit history and I needed some gear to get my career going. So this zero interest Play As You Pay installment arrangement from zZounds really helped me out, to get my career kick-started. So they don't know this story, but thank you, zZounds. Okay, let's play this rig. I'm gonna set things up. Okay, that was a lot of fun. By the way, this bucket hat that goes up to 11 is a collaboration between myself and Rocket Music Gear. And this has the holographic chameleon style print on it. So depending on how the light hits it, can be purple, can be gold, can be silver, can be green. And it's now available on my web store. Just, check it out. I have the link in the video description. Now, I won't be doing a deep dive on the amp or the guitar. This is just me having fun after, unboxing them and playing them for the first time. And you get to experience this with me. Okay, so as for the amp, like I mentioned earlier, this is a single channel JSM 800 style Marshall. At the beginning of the jam track, I was in the number 34 voicing, and let's go to that. Okay, that is indicated by the LED light or the status light turned off. And this has an interesting tone because at first listen, it sounds like there's something out of phase. It sounds a little honky. Now, obviously, I'm not blasting the amp through an actual speaker cabinet here in my tiny little room because, you know, cops really called on me. So I have this Marshall plugged into a 2-nose Torpedo Captor X, and that is going straight into my audio interface. I have a British style 4x12 Dyna-R loaded on the Captor X, and that is virtually mic'd with a 57 and a 121. With a little bit of room reverb. So at first listen, it does sound weird, like something's out of phase inside the amp. It's almost like if I knew how to play that riff. But it's unmistakably the sound of that record. Keep in mind, I'm just running straight into the amp, no other effects other than the, you know, the 2 notes IR. Now, one thing that surprised me with the AFD100 is how much gain it has, because I've played regular JCM 800s and stock, they don't have this much gain. Like right now, I had the knobs pretty much at noon, except for the power scaling knob, which is all the way up. And, you know, this is what we get. I'm going to move my cable to input 2, the lower gain input. See, still plenty of gain. Let me try the Marshall trick, which is all the knobs all the way up. Okay, it doesn't like that. So that tells me that this is a more modern Marshall and the EQ section is already tweaked accordingly. Sorry, new strings. I'm gonna go back to the high sensitivity input and let's crank the gain. Okay, so I'm gonna reset my EQ knobs back to noon-ish, and then let's check out the AFD mode. So Okay, so it seems to me like AFD picks up from the previous number 34 voice with the gain all the way up. This is like gain at 2 o'clock. Let's go down to noon. Okay, it's similar enough. So AFD with gain at 12 noon is number 34 dimed. So you get more gain, more oomph, basically more meat, more of the amp with the AFD voicing. It does not leave you wanting for more gain. Okay, let's see. All the way up and maybe bump up the middle and the treble and cut the bass. That's interesting. It's almost like a fuzz now. Cool sound, but not for me. I think in AFD mode, highest I'll go is around maybe 2 o'clock on the gain. That's more like it. You gotta keep your chops up too. Oh, tapping on a slash rig. Okay, now let's talk about this November Burst Slash Signature Les Paul. So the neck is 50s thick. If you're a fan of the slim 60s neck, this is not for you. This is a proper 50s style Les Paul. If you adjust your hand position, you can easily shred on it, since from the factory or from unboxing, I have not touched any of the hardware to adjust the action. It came with this nice low and playable action. I'm not sure if zZounds has a team that goes over these guitars, but if this was set up from Gibson, then yes, good job. There aren't any dead spots or fret buzz from what I can tell, and I've played all over the neck. And unlike Slash, I have this right now tuned to E standard, and you know I didn't even need to tweak the truss rod. it was set up nicely. Of course, new strings, so I am pulling it out of tune all over the place. If this was staying, I would polish the nut slots a little more so that they're a little more slippery, and that way to ensure that there's no binding. Not guitar binding, but rather friction. Also, the fretboard looks pretty dry, so again, if this were staying, I'd oil it up with the Music Nomad F1 oil because it looks very thirsty. Yeah, and paired with this amp, that's the sound. Especially with the number 34 voicing. I mean, just those two notes. I do have to mention that I'm surprised that the frets are smaller than what I expected. These feel like, you know, mediums, not the big sized Gibson frets that I'm accustomed to. But nonetheless, they are easy to play and, you know, shreddy for the right person. And this particular Les Paul's lightweight is very much welcome. It hangs nicely on this BG strap with the snake skin. Okay, there you have it. That is my Slash rig, the Marshall AFD100, and this guitar is still on the fence. I really like playing it, and it might be a shame for it to go back to zZounds, given the weight and the way it plays. So, what do you think? Should I keep it? Put it in the comments. Keep or ship. Again, big thanks to zZounds.com for loaning me this guitar to put together this fun video for all of you guys. If you dug this video and are ready to go gear shopping, please use my affiliate links to the zZounds.com website in the video description. As mentioned, buying from these links are of no extra cost to you, and the small commission that I get helps me, you know, keep things running here on my channel. Thank you so much for your extra support. YouTube thinks you're gonna like this next Slash themed video of mine, so click on it to watch. Then go grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.